I want to share something that I'm becoming really conscious of. And I think the more I'm becoming conscious of, the greater value I'm, I suppose, getting from it. And it's the difference between talking and actually genuinely talking, actually genuinely connecting with people. I think as you know, when you're following a business path or an entrepreneurial path, you often find yourself having to sell all the time and having to brush aside whatever's going on in your life and present this fantastic facade where everything is brilliant, everything is perfect, and we're selling. But when you put up that facade, I think it's really, really noticeable. And I think for whatever good it does, and clearly speaking and well presenting, it cuts off a lot of people from actually connecting with you. And I think that's the difference between doing a talk that's 7 out of 10 versus 10 out of 10. Doing a sales pitch that's 6 or 7 out of 10 versus 10 out of 10. I think when people want to buy into you, they want to buy into you as a person. And so it actually doesn't matter if there's a bit of shit going on in your life. Actually, that might be the difference between somebody seeing you as real and fake. I know if I present like this, all prim and proper, it's fake. Whereas if I talk to the camera quite genuinely, if I'm not wearing if I don't sugarcoat the lens, if my hair is a bit scraggy or whatever, I suppose I'm not faking too much. I suppose there's probably a little bit more authenticity shining through. It might not look as good, but it's authentic, and that authenticity might outweigh however good it doesn't look, if that makes sense. Anyway, the reason I'm kind of touching on this is because I found myself actually doing a lot of selling at the moment because I'm working heavily on the Start Summit. And what I think is really, really interesting is when sometimes almost unconsciously I go into this sales pitch because I'm doing it so much. And if I follow the person's reaction, whenever I go into that mode, it's almost like they switch off. Whereas actually if I'm a bit more open, if I'm a bit more real, if I take all that gloss away and just actually properly talk to somebody, a far better result comes from that. And I think that's true in all cases, not just in business, but in personal life. Oftentimes we try to put on a facade, but when we do that, we push people that care about us away. And actually, if we're real with people, we give people an opportunity to actually be a friend and be of value to you. So anyway, it's the difference between talking and actually talking. And I think, if you want to progress in your career, if you want to progress in business, you have to know the difference. You have to catch yourself when you're presenting and when you're bullshitting a little bit, and actually pull yourself back and really find the true value in being authentic and being real with people. I think when you do kind of become conscious of that, you'll start realizing a really, really strong value from it.